Good morning. This is the JupyterLab weekly meeting. It is May 1st. I'm Eric Gentry, the host. So it looks like we've got some items on the agenda. Jeremy, you're up first.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty quick. It's just two release announcements. The first one is the first RC for JupyterLab is out. Thanks, Mike, for doing it. So if you want to test it and check that there is nothing wrong there, I don't think there is any release blocker anymore. So that's one out. And today I made the 147.2.0 for notebook, which is based on this latest version. It's the same, like if we can test it heavily, that would be great. Don't know if we got some feedback from users who tried the beta. I think there were a couple of issues that were open on the repo. Probably we can have a look maybe if we have some time at the end of the call or asynchronously. For Notebook 7, we still have this issue with the full windowing mode. So if anyone wants to help with this, like so we can make it default, I think that would be great. So it's the same as in lab, because for now we still had to use the defer instead, because there were some CSS issues that were kind of annoying for like the basic notebook experience. Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Anyone have any other thoughts?
So for the release candidate, what's the timeline looking like for the path to final? Like when would you, if we see no release blockers between now and whenever the deadline is?
I don't remember. Usually we have at least 1 or 2 weeks, I think. I think we have that process written somewhere. So I think we could stick to it. And if there is really nothing wrong with it, maybe it could just be 1 week, I guess. Let me check when it was released. The RC0, it was released 5 days ago already. So maybe we can aim for next week or something like that.
Sounds
All right.
good to me. Thank you.
Frederick, you're up next.
Yeah, as I said, I cannot discuss that point on record, but so yeah, if somebody else has other things, go ahead.
Actually, I guess I did. So she's not on the call today, I think because it's a day off, but I wanted to say that in the past week, Florence has been looking at this PR that we talked about with the
Self-filtering.
yeah, that's right. I do not know if the UI visual regressions are related to her last push or not. I suspect that probably not. I'll double check. But I am wondering if anyone has any thoughts. Now, I think there should be some follow-ups. I think, for example, these aren't exactly filters. They're just collapsing. So maybe they should say something like that. I think there's certainly a revisit of the UX that we could do, but I think as a first feature, as a first pass at this feature, we should merge it. But I wanted to see if anyone in the past week, since we last brought it up, has given this any thought and where we are with it. Okay.
Is this in the core extensions folder in the main package? I get it uses the extension mechanism, I'm guessing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It is contained in core.
Cool.
And it is in the, it has some modifications to the cell package. And then and then there's a cell tags extension as well. But it has to touch more than one extension. It's not just a clean addition of a thing. And I mean, we already had cell tags and we already had cell, right? This adds to it.
Cool.
So yeah, I mean,
I'll try to use that while we're in this meeting after the recording's done.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of, I'm happy to try to validate whether the visual regressions are related to this, but just looking at it now, they look like they're debugger things, and I'm pretty sure I've seen that happen before unrelated to this, but you know, I should double check. But beyond that, I don't know if there's any, unfortunately, I think Mike is also not on this call because he's had activity on this PR, and I would like to know what he was thinking. But okay, thanks.
Anybody have any other thoughts to add there?
Yeah, I just checked the Galata report, and it doesn't seem to be related. So, I mean, we can maybe in the meantime, while we wait for Mike, maybe a comment, or if he has any more feedback, we can just restart the checks and see if they just pass.
Darren, do you have a link pulled up for that by chance?
Yeah, apologies. I'll add it to the agenda too. I just
Cool, thanks. I've got one update I can give. So I've been working on those this core set of explanatory documents for Jupyter and doing some refactors to the existing docs. So we had talked about Jupyter CAD at the beginning of the call before the recording as a good example of Jupyter being kind of a toolkit for building other applications. So that's like a nice example. And that's the kind of thing that I am trying to stress in this like core set of explanatory docs. So I'm really trying to stress the idea of really the whole Jupyter ecosystem and JupyterLab in particular, the flexibility that's offered via the plugin system, the ability to be able to switch out parts if you want to use an alternative to Jupyter Server or whatever. So those are like some like important high level ideas that I've been trying to really stress in this core set of explanatory docs. So if anybody else has any ideas right now that they think should be stressed that are important, be good to hear.
Could you maybe put the link in the agenda, or is it a draft PR?
It's a draft. It's an unfinished draft right now. Yeah, I'll drop a link.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Anybody have anything else to say before we go off the record? All right. Brace yourselves. Stopping the recording.